everybody, yeah, hello, one and all, and welcome back to some more Trails into Reverie. Hey Eric, how's it going? You're still in voice. You're playing Valley Fiction, and I'm playing Peak Fiction. This is exactly the best timeline, of course. Why? Okay. I am very tired, not mentally, but physically. What I've decided to do is, I have been a bit lazy with my strength workouts recently because I've been only doing cardio for a while. Well, I mean, I prefer cardio in general, but I've been like slacking on strength. So I've decided that now for the weekend streams, before I stream at like 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, just bust out like a quick, 30-40 minute strength session. So that's what I did. Now my arms are tired, but I don't have to do anything for the next 3 hours of my life. So I just got to hold the controller. So I think it's going to be a pretty good idea. And then I can focus on cardio, trying to increase my 5K times throughout the week and stuff like that. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't work. I mean, I'm not looking to build super high definition on my arms, but I just want to be tone. And I think doing it on the weekends, like twice a week, is going to be good. Oh, your VIP since when? I gave it to you and Esto after last weekend because I felt like you two deserved it for all that we've done together. Cardio's based? I know, I agree. 5Ks are the best. You're welcome. Alrighty, so last time, we beat everyone's Act 3! And now we're going to Act 4. And so I'm going to be starting with Lloyd's Act 4 today, because it's kind of generally the order that we've been going in. And I think I'm going to be having a pretty good day today, because if the guide says to be true, we might be going someplace that I really, really like. Last time we Peak Fiction with Reem summoning Trifring ass. Yo, that was so hype. There was so much hype that happened at the end of Reem's Act 3. Like, even though he fought like a fake Arios, that whole thing was like so good. So, interesting enough, we could actually do anyone's Act 4 if we wanted to, but yeah, I'm going to be doing Lloyd's first. I also, like, in the last, like, hour of the stream, will be eating granola bars again, because I'm gonna get hungry. March 20th, Knox Forest. Also, I did turn off... so what I did was I ran a poll on Twitter for Zai Zai there, just to see if he's like actually distracting or something like that.
Second Lieutenant Seeker checking in.
Because he just kind of bounces up and down. So I'm like, I hope he's not distracting during main story stuff. So I ran a poll on Twitter and y'all decided to keep him. But Eric gave a good suggestion that I can turn off his audio because sometimes his audio gets a little bit in the way. So I've done that. I think so. If I hit the right button, his audio should be off, but he'll be bouncing around. Like he normally does, because I guess you guys like him, which is good. That makes me happy. That makes me happy that you guys like this little ghost just flopping around. I can at least turn off his audio. I'm excited for your future Blue Orb reading. It's been a while since I seriously read JRPG story text. He's cute, isn't he? I wish this extension had a turtle. That would make me very happy, but you know what? A ghost is good enough. Yeah, I can't wait to do the Blue Orb stuff too. Maybe... I don't know, maybe in between things, if we go back to Reverie Corridor again, like a story-based Reverie Corridor, we can do an intermission of main story and do a bunch of Blue Orb stuff.
Oh, welcome back, though.
Oh my god, it's everybody!
Lloyd?
Yes, it is I.
So you're here too, friend.
I'm alive.
I'm glad you're all right.
I think there are at least 2 more Force TRC parts left. Yeah, so maybe after the next one, whatever Blue Orbs I get, so like if I have, let's just say at the end of the next Forced Stratum, I have like 4 Blue Orbs, then we'll just pause there and do a stream of just Blue Orbs. Because they take a while.
And Kia, Tio, Wazzy too.
It's like the beach episode in an anime. We just take intermissions to take a break from the main story.
Thank goodness you're all okay. After what happened at the ceremony, I thought...
Fran.
God, Noel, you're so cute.
It's good to see you again. We're sorry for worrying you.
And you too, Tio.
Don't be silly. You all being here is more than enough for me. But, who are your friends?
Sorry for dropping in unannounced.
You guys have been camping out here this entire time? Man, the Crossbelt police have got guts.
Is that who I think it is?
Lloyd, you're all right.
I hate Agate dub. Oh my god. Is this the first time we're seeing that vice commissioner on the far right in 3D? Oh my. He looks just as old and stumpy as I thought he would. Why is he like that? That's true. I don't know. He's gotta be big, strong bad boy, I guess.
Hey, Franz. Kate. It's good to see you too, Inspector Donovan. Raymond?
Even the vice commissioner is out here. You're tougher than you look.
I could say the same about you.
Aw, you're not sniffly enough. I could say the same about you. I need to be more stuffy.
Well, good to see you're in high spirits.
It really is.
Or whatever I gave him in the crossbow duology.
The CPD's missed you, Lloyd and team.
Well, we're back. Detective Bannings, reporting for duty.
Lloyd's team fled the scene after what happened at the military factory before the EDF could learn of the incident. Wazzy doesn't sound LGBT enough. I'm trying really hard not to get Automod to target that. Maybe yeah. I feel like he could sound a little bit more suave. Probably, but I think they did a pretty good job with them otherwise. I mean, it could be way worse. It could be like, and I mean this in the nicest way, it could be Valley Girl LGBT. Don't think that would have sat very well with a lot of people. Noel then led them to a point on the outer edge of the Knox Forest Road. Although the area was near the police academy, which had reportedly been occupied. The Crossville Police Department and its associates had managed to find a gap in their foes' defenses, which led them to setting up an encampment. Knox Forest. The wire connection is giving a clear signal. Great, let's finish setting everything up, Sharon. Gladly, my lady. I see what you're planning because they're stopping us. Because they're stopping us from accessing the orbital network wirelessly. You've come up with a workaround by using a combination of old wire communications and Arcus units. Exactly. We may be able to contact Amorica this way too. Especially since we have you, Elisa, Tita, and Fran with us. I'll show you what a skilled operator can do. Tio needs our help, so let's give it our all, Kia. You betcha, Fran. Oh, they seem to have everything under control. Yeah, I'm sure they'll get the job done. I'm glad we're all able to make it out of the city. Oh, you were all able to make it out of the city. That couldn't have been easy. There were more CGF members with you than originally, right? Yes, Commander Bales took the initial charge of the police force when we were thrown into chaos by the attack. Randy, First Lieutenant Muriel, Dudley, and Chief Sergei were with us too. But while we were helping the civilians evacuate, we came under attack again and were separated from the others. God, if you want to know how shitty my memory is, I thought for a second, I was like, wait, weren't we all together at Michelin Wonderland? And then I remembered, oh wait, that was a blue orb. That wasn't actually what happened. We still haven't seen Randy since then. We just saw Tio at St. Ursula, and Ellie's still behind at Armorica Village. Bales, like the VTuber? Yeah, that Aussie VTuber. We've been gathering information that might help us rendezvous with them. That's how we caught wind of the trouble at the military factory. Which led to your excellent timing of saving our backsides. I'll say, I don't know what we would have done had you not shown up. You would be dead, Lloyd. It does concern me that we don't have contact with Randy and the others, but I know they can handle themselves. Same here. They're capable of looking after each other, so I'm willing to bet they're okay. Sounds like your group managed to gather a lot of useful info at the factory, Lloyd. We did. We uncovered details on the new Zauber soldats and the name of some project. Could be a red herring, though. I still don't know what to think of that, simulacrum... oh god, how the hell do you pronounce this again? Hold on. Simulacrum. Where's the thingy? S-I-M-U-L-A. Simulacrum. Yeah, simulacrum. Simulacrum. Simulacrum Professor Novartis said on us. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it. The professor was talking about him like he was a failure. He was pretty damn strong, if you ask me. I can't imagine he's the only one out there either. There's no telling who else could be impersonating a real person. So seriously? That's pretty freaky. You don't think there are any hiding among this camp, do you? I swear it isn't me. I'm real. Real, I tell you. Please calm down, sir. If we start doubting one another, we're never gonna get anything done. The man's right. We might as well just throw our hands up and surrender at that point. That's exactly what the Supreme Leader Asshat wants. Give me a second, Lloyd. Ah. Speaking of Rufus... Are you claiming that all of them are simulacrums, or just the main one? I feel like he's claiming just the main one is. The skill with which he occupied the city and the charisma he's shown in leading everyone all suggests he's the real Rufus. I don't know about that one. But that doesn't make any sense. I just can't imagine that everything he said was a lie. Even he isn't that much of a weasel. You have our deepest thanks, Detective Lloyd Bannings. I know that look. Figure something out. I was just speculating. I think I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We still lack evidence. Let's keep focusing on the little things in front of us first. Good call. We got decent numbers here thanks to the police, not to mention everyone back at the village. Speaking of which, I think Tita might have figured something out. Everyone, could you come over here? I'm happy for once no one is in VC with me. This game belongs. Okay, question. Is it worth playing at any point in life? Or is it just that bad that an SAO game is just not worth it? We've established a connection.
Hey guys, can you hear us?
We read you loud and clear. It's good to see you all again.
Let's not tell Ellie about the fact that I almost died. Not unless you're a big SAO fan, or laughing at bad games like I do. The latter of which I like to do.
And I'm glad you're all right. I take it the investigation into the factory went well?
Looks like quite the team you're starting to put together over there.
I can't take you seriously with glasses, Wald. It's not too shabby. Good to see you're all holding up too. It's me, Ellie. I'm sorry if I made you worry. Let me echo that. It's great knowing you're okay. I feel the same way. It's a weight off my shoulders seeing you two again. I didn't expect Lloyd, Kia, and Wazzy to meet up with so many friendly faces when they set off. The gameplay itself has a lot of depth and substance to it. Everything else, terrible. Oh no. Excellent work, everyone. It already feels like we've made a lot of progress. That's the power of teamwork, right, Lloyd? Exactly. So, have you all made any progress on gathering info on your end? We believe so. Major Arndell is still kicking up whatever he can find as well. Now would be a good time to exchange what we know. Would you mind getting us up to speed? For example, just now, Shion unlocked sniping. She's the only character in the game who can use bows. Haven't you been playing the game for a while, though? How do you just unlock sniping? In the scene that finally unlocks that ability? Oh no. Oh no. Flash shot of her. Anime! Anime gaming! Oh my god. Wait, Eric, have you seen that clip that my friend Guafs took when we were in C's route for the odd camera angle? This one. He didn't actually know, but he knows now. I'll say that. So, Speaker McDowell's doing a lot better. That's good news. Also, the sniping stuff is actually external. You could go the whole game and not actually unlock her bow usage ability. What? Yes, I can't thank Cecil and the clinic staff enough for all they've done. He still needs to take it easy, though. My injury is almost fully healed, too. It shouldn't pose a problem moving forward. Shen Shen is also helping out at the end now. She's in much better spirits than she was before. More good news! Take it easy if you have to, Risha. You don't have to force yourself. I won't. Thank you for the concern. Hearing what happened at the hospital struck a chord with me, too. I feel as though I lost sight of our roots as well. I need to face up to that fact as much as everyone else. Again, you can't really be blamed for that. You really can't be blamed for that. Let's take it from the top and do it right this time. We can't afford to have any hesitations as we move forward. Well said, Ellie. Now we just need to find Randy and the SSS will be whole again. Oh, I forgot to post my socials in a couple of other places. Oop. There's too many social medias right now. Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, Twitter, or X as they call it, Mastodon and all. Oh my god, there's too much. Okay, I think I got them all. At least it's better when they do it in Kuro. She's of age there. That's true, at least. That is true. Well, about that. Is there something I'm missing? Does this have to do with the information you had to share? See, we've managed to wrangle some info out of a few EDF goons patrolling the highway yesterday. It gave us a bit more of an idea of what they've been up to the past few days. Several of their elites are gathering in the northwest from the sound of it, for an operation to flush out the CGF and the Red Reaper. Wait, that would mean... Noe, doesn't this sound familiar? It fits with what we learned the other day. The EDF were setting up a barricade in front of the tunnel of the mountain path for some reason. That doesn't sound like a coincidence, alright. Unfortunately so. This must mean that Randy and the CGF are currently holed up in mines, and the Ebon Defense Force has them completely surrounded. Even getting supplies into that area will be difficult. The terrain is surrounded by mountains, and there's no escape route. Luckily, Randy has experience holding that area with some of the guardsmen during the last bid for independence, but they're likely in even greater peril than before, given they have to account for Zabor's soldats this time around. We need to be prepared for significant casualties at the very least. No, we don't. We really don't. No one dies in trails. This isn't sounding good, Chief. Understatement of the year there. We're in deep shit if the CGF falls to them. We can't afford to lose them if we have any hope of overthrowing the Supreme Leader. Can we get in touch with minds using the same way we contacted Amorica? We could turn the situation around if we coordinate with one another. That much is true, but using this means of communication in an area we don't know poses too great of a risk. Our lives will be that much harder if our enemies learn this method and put a stop to it. Ooh, I love this theme. This military theme is good. Good point. Lloyd. Yeah, there's not a moment to waste. We're going to their aid. Tia, Fran, pull up a map of the Mines Mountains for me. On it. I'll round up all the information we've gathered thus far. I'll help too. Are you planning on going by yourself? What will that accomplish? You don't have enough manpower to break through the EDF's defense and rescue them. It's too soon to be giving up. If our allies have been holding them off despite being so heavily outnumbered, that means there's still hope. Now all eyes are focused on mines. This gives us our best chance of slipping past their defenses unnoticed. He's right. It's not impossible. Don't forget the Ebon Defense Force is comprised of Erebonians. They won't be as familiar with Crossbell's geography as we are, even if they were stationed here before. I'm sure we can find a way if we all put our minds to it. So give us a hand, everyone. We can't give up on them. You guys. They haven't changed, have they? Well, if you're not giving up, neither will we. Damn straight. It's too early to be throwing in the towel. They said better work. We'll keep gathering all the info we can and try to find a way back to back you up. I wish I could drop everything and rush over to help personally, but that won't be possible. Actually, I may have a lead on something that could help our case. I'll let you know how it goes. Oh, now you've piqued my interest. We'll trust you to follow up on that, Ellie. We can all reconvene once we've reunited with Randy. I'm sure you'll all succeed. Nothing will stop us from taking back the city, and eventually, Arkansas. Every shitty harem event happens because of Yui, and it's not even funny anymore. The child? Is she on purpose? Wait, but like, Kirito and Asuna are a couple, and Yui's like their child. So why is she trying to like harem bait everybody? You can count on us backing you up too. We can afford to leave no stone unturned now that we know the society's at work here. Speaking of which, the area near the border with Erebony hasn't been fully investigated yet, right? We could do with paying areas like that a visit. I was thinking of making my way to St. Ursula. It would be wise to share what we've learned with the wire connection with the Foundation. For the record, my request is still ongoing, Agate Crossner. Better keep Tita safe. But this is the first and last time I will ever trust you with her. I don't need you to tell me to keep her safe. She's always safe with me. Don't worry. Good luck, Mom! Tempted to return to St. Ursula as well to let everyone know I'm alright. But by the sound of it, I should stay here. I may be needed in mines. We'd appreciate that. There's no telling how many people may need medical attention. Let's work together and play to our strengths. That's how we're going to rescue the others. Wow! The group then immediately set about deciding on everyone's roles for the coming operation. The goal of getting past the EDF's defenses and reaching mines seemed impossible at first. The past experiences had taught them of a route which seemed ideal for the circumstances. Lloyd and Noel, with their experience working together covertly in the past, agreed to form the vanguard and go first to secure the route. Yes! Meanwhile, a number of the other members decided to depart to gather information and help distract and defy the Ebon Defense Force. The next day, March 21st. Dr. Salen and the remaining officers set up a base camp at the foot of the mountain path after bidding farewell to the departing allies. Farther up the road, Lloyd and Noel made their way to the infiltration point. Tia there, it's because she's a child and doesn't really know any better. Best example, Killian is girl watching and talking about watermelons. She then asks if all men, including her papa, like watermelons. The answer is yes, of course. The rest of the harem then come back to the inn, and Yui asks Kirito, whose breast do you like the best? God damn, Yui. It's an attempt at played innocence, but it gets so old so quick. Lloyd, Route Act 4, Will, tempered by dusk. Well, here we are. We'll have to go the rest of the way on foot. The tunnel up ahead is where the EDF set up their perimeter. In other words, we'll have to go down the same cliffside from a few years ago to get around them. Exactly. I marked the spot on our map. Let's head there and stay alert. I am so happy that we get to play as Lloyd and Noel. What am I gonna give you, buddy? That'll work. Kagura! Attracts enemies' attention. 92% chance of activating battle. Right. Maybe you should be a defensive tank over Lloyd. Well, what else could I give you? Minotaurus. Damage of attacks and crafts raised. Damage increased by 60%. Delay after attack multiplied by 2. Break damage up. So I get more delay, basically. Because Aegis is really, like, not that good of a quartz. I mean, you give a 21% chance of evading magic attacks, which is cool, I guess, but... Oh, I could give you Scald. And then give it back to Yuna. Caliburn. Through offensive arts. Some Mamo gem. Okay, Yui, after this conversation, we're going to have a take a look at your curiosity programming, okay? She's now groping all the girls. What is going on? What is going on? What the hell? You're in one heck of a game, aren't you, buddy? I don't think I ever really will use Rikuria. I really am in the game to end all games. Dude, Bamco is really on some shit. Hey. Hi. Oh, hold on. I gotta get,
More polished by the day.
Rebel shot. Nice. Yeah, I gotta get you up to speed. Leafas looks like they'll give me the most data. What the heck? It gets worse and worse. Oh, that's funny. Away we go.
I'm going in.
I've gotta say, Noel.
My turn.
You looked real sharp on your new bike.
Darn right I did. It's a pretty fancy upgrade from the bicycle, huh? You should take a ride on one sometime. Nothing beats the feel of the wind while you're zooming down the road.
Maybe I will. But only if you show me how it's done.
Oh yeah. See? Okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. No blushy, no nothing. She took that compliment as like, yeah.
Darn right I did. It's a pretty fancy upgrade from the bicycle, huh?
I'm sorry, y'all, but you gotta really convince me that Noelle is not the best crossbow girl. You have to really try.
We've got a chance.
You have to try.
Next set and come on! Now's our chance.
There! It's my turn. Let's go. Right there. Raging hammer.
And you will fail every time.
My turn.
She's so good.
Engaged. Battle complete. Nice job, all.
She's so good.
We've got a chance.
Right there. Raging hammer.
Let's see how you do with arts.
Activate.
It's my turn.
Hang in there.
Thanks. Right. Zero breaker.
Pretty good.
Engaged.
There's only so much trash I can tell. You just skipped it.
Down. Rebel shot.
Let's go. Gotcha. You're open.
Gotcha.
That'll do it. I know my back's always covered when I'm working with you.
That's just how I operate.
Oh, I am just a happy boy right now. I am a happy camper. This is great.
Hey.
I have no complaints. We're in a great area of Crossbell. One of my favorite areas of Crossbell. Got one of my favorite characters with me. Oh yeah, we're living good out here. And meanwhile, on the other side, poor Eric is just taking a beating over there with harem shenanigans.
You won't let
It's my turn. Let's
Come
go.
on.
Zero breaker. It's my turn. Zero breaker.
This game is currently making me want to beat something. Whatever that is, changes by the minute. Oh my goodness. It gets worse and worse, doesn't it? Peekaboo, I see you. There they are. They're armed to the teeth with a new Soldat model too. This must be where they're gathering all their forces like we thought. We should keep moving. Now I'm even more worried about the others. Same here. You take the message of me wanting to beat something in any way you want, you'd probably be right. We'll be able to reach the old mine shaft if we climb down here. If only we could use it to exit. If only we could use it to exit next to mines like we did a few years ago. Only, but that route was blocked off by a cave-in last year. Still, we can access a maintenance passageway that leads into the tunnel from here. And that will let us slip past the soldiers and soldats without being noticed. It was worth a shot. Let's do this, Noel. And away we go! I was worried we were going to come out in a bad spot. Me too, but things worked out perfectly. We managed to slip in right behind them. Now we just have to make it to mines. Right, well let's stay on alert as we make our way through the tunnel. I'm so happy we're going back to mines! It's the best village theme in all of the series.
Yeah. Bring it.
This time it's just Asuna and Kirito doing an event to fix their bugged marriage status, so if we don't get naked, we can't continue on our quest?
Let's go.
I mean...
Right. Right there. Raging hammer. It's my turn. Zero breaker.
Going in.
Oh Lloyd, don't kill them too quickly now. Also, this trails area is awesome. Lloyd is always fun. Lloyd is very fun.
No problem.
Cheer up, guys. True big smile.
No problem. Next set and on. An opening. Let's end this, Lloyd.
Got it. Right. Zero
Got him.
breaker. There's no stopping us.
Yeah, Mines has such a great town theme. And if you haven't heard it yet, you will. But, oh, it's good. Oh wait, this game implied that Kirito and Asa have done the deed, giving Kirito's confused why seeing each other naked is such a big deal. Yeah, that actually would be yeah. Why is it a big deal? Damn it, archaisms, patrol units. We need to take them out before they give our position away to the EDF. Right, let's make this quick.
It's my turn.
Shouldn't really be a big deal by that point.
Let's go. Right there. Raging hammer. Let's go. Yeah.
Nice.
Let's go. Zero breaker.
No problem. Fire.
It's my turn. Zero breaker.
Fire. Great work on that one, guys.
Target suppressed. That should keep our location secure. A little too close for comfort. Those love it. He did not. No, he didn't. That is not a line. There's no way that's a line. That's so good. That's so, oh my god. They came from the Moon Temple's direction. Why guard that place of all places? I was just thinking that it looks like you're back to fighting at full strength. It was a huge load off my mind seeing you back to your old self at the camp, too. I've been a little worried about you, honestly. Oh, I guess you noticed just like Wazzy did. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. I didn't mean to worry you. It's alright. No one can blame you after everything you've been through the last 2 years. The citizens were expecting even more of the SSS than they were the Guardian Force after the Imperial Army invaded. Looking back, we all relied on you a little too much, myself included. Water under the bridge. I couldn't tell you when or why we became convinced that it was up to us to fix everything. It isn't as though we never had allies we could turn to. If anything, we've always been fortunate in that regard. But somehow, we and everyone else were convinced that it was up to the SSS to save Crossbell. And when we failed, everyone accepted the Supreme Leader's narrative instead. I can't pretend not to empathize with how they felt, though. I did my share of refusing to accept the truth during the first bid for independence. You mean when the CDF was formed? You're mine!
I think it's natural for people to want something to cling to when times are at their most trying.
Oh, absolutely.
We've lived through an era where our home has been stripped of its pride and taken advantage of over and over again. And for the longest time, we dreamed someone or something was going to come along to make things right again. For a fleeting moment a few years ago, I wanted to believe the Crossbell Defense Force was that very thing. Yet in doing so, I turned a blind eye to the sacrifices that were coming at the cost of our freedom. The people accepting the Supreme Leader as Crossbell's new ruler are no different.
I suppose you're right.
But as someone who lived through it all before, I don't believe that acceptance is what defines us as Crossbellans. What does is our resilience. The way we stand back up and dust ourselves off, no matter how often life kicks us down. It's how we kept dreaming of independence, even while under Imperial rule. Our hardships have made it so we can hold on to that ray of hope, even in the darkest of hours.
Also true.
I couldn't agree more. That optimism is at the core of who we are. That's more valuable than independence could ever be. And it's something we can take pride in. People may have lost sight of what makes Crossbell what it is for now. But if we can remind them again.
Exactly. If we can show them what it is that makes us Crossbellan, then I know we can take back our home. I believe that with all of my heart. Because of you. Because you opened my eyes the same exact way, Lloyd.
Aww.
I'm asking you to withdraw. Please.
Still kind of funny this game speedruns Zero Azure Story in one game, but hey, it probably does it the best. Yeah. It skips the fluffy fluff.
I know this won't keep us from coming to blows down the line, but please, at least for now.
What happened to that rock-solid resolve of yours? You say you're willing to give your life for the cause, but when it comes down to it, you can't even commit.
Just like Reen's arc for the third time is done the best in this game. I don't know, I might be missing something, but I don't think they've redone Reen's arc at all. Or has that not happened yet? To me, it seems like they just made him more chatty.
The Noelle Seeker I knew was never this weak. She would stick to what she believed in and never hesitate. As you are now, even a simple detective like me could take you on in a fight.
Oh yeah, Lloyd, get him.
If you win, then you can arrest all of us on the spot. But if I win, Noelle, you're all mine.
Oh, we get to hear it in English. Oh, that line in English is even better. You can hear it. You can hear it. But if I win, Noelle, you're all mine. Oh, it's so cute.
What? What are you suggesting?
Oh, that.
The last part aside, you were there to tell me exactly what I needed to hear.
Let it be also known that when it came to choosing final bonding partners in Azure, I picked Noelle first.
I'll never forget that. Now it's my turn to support and help you, just the same, Lloyd. So let's keep on fighting, to protect the home that's always been so dear to us.
How could I say no to that? Of course. I'm with you all the way, Noelle.
Hug! Hug! Don't just handshake, hug! Oh, Ellie, why?
And I promise, I won't lose my way again.
She ruined it.
Neither of us will.
God dang it! Well, I think we've stood around long enough, talking for long enough. Ready to resume the mission? We're almost at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, mine's is just up ahead. Let's hurry. God dang it! It's okay, Noel. You're still cute. You're still the best of my. You're still the best of my heart.
Break them! Raging hammer!
I'm glad we got to hear that line in English, though. That was really funny.
You won't let me. Now's our chance.
There! It's my turn. Let's go. Now!
God dang it!
It's over!
If Ellie wasn't in the way, Lloyd and Noel would be the cutest couple together.
Let's go.
Cheer up, guys. Truly smile.
Finally, done with the events for a bit. My brain can only take so much. You can now rest your brain.
No problem. Great work on that one.
Man. Even just from a writing perspective, they write Noel's dialogue so much more, like, better.
Enemy spotted.
It's impactful, it's not as harem-y tropey. There's stuff going on there. Ish. Kind of. Generally speaking.
Break them! Raging hammer! It's my turn.
No problem.
It's just the problem that Ellie is so much underused a lot of times when it comes to like her knowledge of political stuff.
No problem.
And I like rarely play into that.
Payback hell.
Right.
Oh no! Versus Noel, like Noel comes in, it's just like, yeah, this is it, like this is who I am, this is what I believe in and stuff like that, and she just goes hard in it. And so it's like, it's believable in a lot of aspects.
Raging hammer!
Oh, cool.
Let's go. Now!
Now.
Gotcha!
Engage.
My turn.
Breaker!
You asked for
Going
it.
in.
Ivy Nail, best
Raging hammer!
art. Prove me wrong.
Arcus activate.
Let's go.
Oh no.
Payback hell.
Let's go.
Breaker!
No problem. I'm going in. Assault Guardian. I'm going in. I'm going full throttle.
Get him, girl.
0 to 60. Ha! Wild stampede. And here's the finisher. Great work on that one, guys.
That's why it's like when you get to Azure for the first time, it's just Lloyd and Noel for like the longest
What a
time.
bonus.
Enjoying your Noel time. Oh, so much. So much. Also,
We get so lucky.
did the Pando pet make noise? Or did he stay quiet? Oh. Didn't realize I didn't put something back on Lloyd here. It was quiet? Good. There we go. So that's how I'll do it, I guess. That's good. Hey Rio, how's it going? I think seal versus burn really do like the same thing, really, yeah. Do I want burn or do I want seal? I think seal is probably better. But yes, I am enjoying my time with Noelle so much. I've done nothing but give her praise this entire time. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and then Ellie comes back and it's like, oh great, we're back to Ellie again, and Noelle just has to take a back seat and then she leaves.
Whew, that tunnel took forever.
No plopping down yet. We're almost to mines.
I like how the guide says avoid fighting. He's having fun while I'm suffering. True opposites.
Here's our shot.
Doesn't ultimately matter. I mean, it's not like these enemies are hard.
I'm going in.
Break them! Raging hammer!
Engaged. Next set and on. Now's our chance.
Like, they're pretty easy. Granted, I did Azure Droplet, Noelle up to Lloyd's level. But still.
I'm going in. Fire. Now.
It's over!
We all have our trail sections that are our nightmare in someone else's heaven. Fair.
Bring it in.
It's my
Quack.
turn. It's my turn.
Break them! Raging hammer!
Right.
Zero breaker!
Engaged. Next set and on. An opening.
There. Let's go. They're open. Noelle, cover me.
Roger. No problem.
Why you no hit bird?
Battle complete. Nice job.
Why you no hit the bird? Oh my goodness. That one.
Hey!
Yeah, he's playing Sword Art Online.
Hey!
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I just sneezed and I felt that on my arms.
Bring it in.
That workout was a good one that I did.
Payback hell.
It's my turn.
Pain is glory, right?
Let's go.
It feels like there's a new SAO RPG every year. It does, doesn't it? Didn't they just announce? Well, they announced another movie or something like that.
Let's do this! Tiger charge!
No problem.
Yeah, I would agree.
I won't let you!
No problem.
Kabwa.
I'm going in. Assault Guardian.
I know, right?
No
The sneeze
problem.
just like takes you out of your body.
Let's go.
No problem. Arcus
I
activate.
won't let you!
Payback hell.
It's my turn. You asked. It's my turn. They're open. Noelle.
I found a chest. Let's open it.
Oh. Oh, but I do need that 50%. Although Deep Ocher would be wonderful. Yeah, it's worth it. And do I gotta give you a hit gem again? Probably gotta give you a hit job again. I don't know what I wanna give you. There are no 2-star yellows, really. Oh, there we go. Wow. Oh, Cross Crusade's there. But I can't put it on this one because of that. Okay. Alright, Mr. Bird, I'm not gonna fight you right now. Need to move on now with my life. It is really cool seeing this part of Crossbell over in 3D. Like I don't think we came here during CS3 or CS4, so this is really cool to be seeing in 3D, and it just shows the scale at which Crossbell is and stuff like that. Space Gem's gotta step up their game. I agree. I can finally see mines in the distance. Let's hope Brandy and the others are still safe and sound. Agreed. We should hurry. Came from behind us. Enemy sighted. What is Bannings doing here? How did they slip past our defense? This isn't looking good. We're heavily outnumbered. I have no idea how you guys managed to get past our perimeter. But your luck just ran out. We're taking you both in. Surrender quietly, unless you want to be crushed, just like that town. You're planning to attack mines? We have to stop them here and now. Right, we won't let them set foot in mines. You fools! What do you hope to accomplish with just the two of you? Capture them!
Enemy spotted. Engaging.
Do I have to scan you? No. Awesome.
Break them! Raging hammer!
You won't let fire! Now's our chance.
There! Right. It's over!
Take care of them, Lloyd. Have at them.
Rising Nova!
Thank you. Oh, I wasn't fast enough. I hit the wrong button. I could have gotten Noel's out there too.
No problem.
Oh, very good break. Very good break. It did literally nothing.
Arcus activated.
Uh-oh.
It's my turn. Let's go.
I'm going in. Assault Guardian.
Right. They're open.
Now.
It's over.
Got him.
No problem. Next set and launch. An opening. No problem.
Let's go. Let's do this. This is it. Tiger, they're open.
Now.
Recuria?
Hang in there.
Thanks.
No problem. Next set and launch.
It's
This game, it is double zero craft.
Let's go.
So silly.
I'm going in! Assault Guardian!
Right. Let's do this. This is it. Tiger charge!
Damn. Damn.
Engage! Fire!
Let's go. Let's do this. This is it. Tiger charge!
Now that's how we do it.
We got stuff to do.
Numbers game is really catching up. It's too late to back down now. We can't let them get to mines. You're stubborn, I'll give you that much. This has gone on long enough. It's time to finish.
Damn it! It's the Red Reaper! Return fire!
Randy!
It really is.
Get the hell out of here.
Ambush failed. Fall back.
We did the same thing that we
That was a
did
close call.
2 years ago in Azure. Instead of jumping from the top, the Grim Reaper is is badass as a nickname. I'm sorry, it's true. It is badass as a name. The Red Reaper, But like, I like how we did the exact same thing, except instead of jumping from the top, he came from the direction of the village. Like, okay.
Thanks, for the assist, Randy.
I'll say, we really owe you. You're not hurt, are you? Randy?
You damn idiots! What were you thinking coming here with just the two of you? You saw how many there were. How reckless can you be?
Bro hug.
That's my bad. I didn't mean to make you worry about us. This wasn't exactly a spur-of-the-moment thing. We're on a mission that was carefully planned with the others.
Yeah. You know how it is.
Besides, did you really think we wouldn't come when we learned you were here?
It's nice that Falcom actually allows for bro hugs now. True.
Okay, you got me there. Guess that makes me a big fat hypocrite, huh? I've probably been worrying you guys sick.
Nah.
So let me just say this, Lloyd, Noel, it's damn good to see your faces.
Same to you, partner.
Randy.
Randy, are you all right?
Toa and Marcus.
Aren't those two?
Huh. I didn't expect we'd run into people from Thor's here, too.
So you've been taking shelter with the CGF. Speaking of which, where are the first lieutenant and commander?
About that. The thing is...
Let's all return to town for now. We could explain the situation there.
Lloyd then followed the instructions Tio left with him to establish wire communications. They were then able to make contact with their allies on standby at the foot of the mountain path. The EDF briefly withdrawing from the tunnel created an opportunity for the two sides to reunite, and so everyone was able to safely reach mines. The Mines Mining Village. Mireille. She sustained several gunshot wounds to the chest, and not all of them passed through. She's in critical condition, I'm afraid. I know, but you're a super famous doctor. Can't you do something? All I have at my disposal is a first aid kit. That's not going to be enough here. She needs to be operated on at a hospital, but it would be too risky to transport her using the route we took to get here. Right now, all I can do is give her a stopgap treatment to keep her with us. The rest is in the goddess's hands. I can't believe this is happening. Of course, I'm not going to be sitting idly. I have my pride as a doctor. I'll do everything I can. I just want you to understand that it isn't much. Try and put your faith in her for now. Alright. Thanks, Doc. Hang in there, Mireille. I won't fail you. We'll do everything we can, too. I had no idea she was in such bad state. Apparently she was covering for civilians during the escape from the city when she was shot. Yeah, that idiot. She's always been one for putting herself before others before herself. As for the commander, Sonia, I think, her unit was separated from ours too. They're currently holed up in the Moon Temple, but we can't contact them while their communications are being jammed. That's a name that brings back a lot of memories. So that's what those patrol archaisms we fought in the tunnel we're keeping an eye on. Yeah, they sent troops to attack it a few times now, much like they have here. The location's even harder to get supplies to than here. Tell I kneel. There's not gonna be any communication cables under the temple, for that matter. I don't know how much longer they'll be able to hold out. No doubt, we don't really have much time left. We had our hands full just keeping the town safe as it is, so we haven't been able to do anything for them. Now that you and the other cops are here, though, we might have a fighting chance. I had to ask much of you when you only just got here, but there's nothing to apologize for. We came to help out to begin with. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we have a moment to waste. So let's go save them and make sure it's safe enough to get First Lieutenant Mireille to the hospital. We'll do all we can to help to plan the operation. I'll go double check our ammunition and supply stores. Thanks, guys. With you in our corner, we've got this on lock. Go gather everyone together. We need to get to work on a plan to get through the tunnel and save the main unit. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Lloyd. Yeah, I know. Randy. All members of the police and Crossbow Guardian Force who could attend gathered to plot out the upcoming operation. As they had been hoping to do so for quite some time, it didn't take long until the plan came together. With everyone well aware they had little time to waste, they chose to spring into action that very day. And so it was soon after noon, with the operation scheduled to begin in 2 hours. Lloyd and friends set about making their final preparations in town. How are your injuries, by the way? Oh, yeah. Can't complain. Not with what she's going through. You don't know what it meant to me to hear you guys were all right. Did something happen to you too? I don't know what I would have done. Mireille's gonna be fine. We've just got to believe. So let's get ourselves ready so we can greet her again with a smile. It might be worth it to flesh out a few details with Toa and Machias beforehand too. Sure thing. Oh no, 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 no. I just got here. Oh, that's interesting. I think something just changed. You okay, Lloyd? Yeah, I'm fine. No, we're not. Can't see the same about that sense of foreboding I just got, though, and annoyance. Maybe I should go look into it later. No, I refuse. We're staying here. This town theme is...
I can't believe you were holed up in mines again. History repeats itself, huh?
Don't I know it? Hate having to keep imposing on these folks, but what can you do? I don't got time to bitch and moan. Not when we got a job to do.
Yeah, and we'll see it through.
No. I just got to my favorite town in the whole series and they're taking me away from it. What do you mean? Oh, man. Hold on, what does the guide say? No. Just play each one's chapter the whole way through, Forehead. Hey, Esta, what's up? Oh, no. Alright. This means we need to do Rufus's read and... Oh, God. That being said, I highly recommend you stop here and play through Rufus's readings, Act 4, until you see the same scene, you break the seal completely. Once you do, you recommend that you proceed through the corridor and level up. It may not be needed to complete, i.e. defeat the boss, but I want you to level up. The bosses past this point in Act 4 are higher level, 127 through 131. Same goes for Rufus and Reen's route, so it's just a good thing to level up. They'll leave the link, blah, 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 blah. I'll also leave a link for our third official Reverie corridor visit. Note that it is completely optional, so if you don't care of going in, then just simply continue reading. Man!
Now then.
I mean, if it's optional, I'll just do it later. We could just have a longer TRC session instead. Yeah, we'll just do it later. Let me enjoy my favorite village theme, damn you. How dare you try to take me away, you stupid freaking thing. TRC is gonna be long either way. Okay, so then it's just gonna become one hell of a TRC session. I don't know. By the way, that's how Falcom does walking in cutscenes. That's how they do it. That's the secret. Not that fast, but like this. There we go. It's a secret. Finish all their acts until TRC moment. The next stream can be TRC only. Wouldn't that be good pacing? Yeah. Also, I really want to see the next scene. Okay. I didn't want to see behind the curtain. Look at him go. Look at him go. Alright, what do I gotta do? I can go back in the inn. See who's around here. Wait. I beg of you, Goldie, just look at what I sent in the gaming dumpster. This game is the gift that keeps on giving. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. This game is the game that just keeps on giving. I like how my stream's just in the corner there. Oh, that's so good. Oh, they did this song so good. They've done this song so much justice. I think I can show it on stream. Here, hold on. I can show this one on stream. Let me grab it from our thing. Then I do a little bit of magic like this. Then I do a little bit of this. There we go. Wowie! Are you just about to make babies? Dude, Yui is a curious child, let me tell you. Yui's a curious child. You gotta do what you can for fuck. Oh god. This freaking game, man. Alright, there we go. I know your slots are the easiest, aren't they? Oh look, it's huddled. Huddled. Wait. Why can you equip a shotgun? Huh? Huh? Why can you equip a shotgun? Is that a bug? It might be. I'm fairly certain she shouldn't be able to equip a shotgun. But then again, I don't know. Like that's the thing, right? That's the thingy. But she could just you could just equip a shotgun. Maybe it's just because it's a gun. That's what I would like to think. I mean, I will take it. If the game wants to give me the ability to use a shotgun, I'll take it. He's too talented. That probably isn't right though. That's for sure. The Blazing Forge is located in the Reverie Garden. Wow, thank you. Fill in 70% of the battle tab. Oh my god. PPP. Huddled.
Welcome back, Randy. And it's good to see you're doing well, Lloyd.
Hi, Lloyd! Hi, Colin. It's good to see you too, Mr. Hayworth. I was relieved when Sophia told me you had all managed to evacuate. Also, Randy told me you've been a huge help around here, Inspector Regnitz. He was exaggerating, I assure you. All of us were able to make it here thanks to the Guardian Force's evacuation efforts. It pains me knowing that Mireille was gravely wounded protecting us. I can't help but feel partially responsible. I'm so sorry. Come on now, you don't have anything to feel sorry for. Mireille would be the first to tell you that she doesn't regret what she did. Besides, we wouldn't be managed to get by here if it weren't for you and Macchiato helping us organize our supplies. Don't beat yourself up about that, okay? Thanks. I'll try not to. I admire how strong you are, Randy. Most people wouldn't be able to stay positive when someone they deeply care about is in a critical state. Whoa there, pump the brakes, Macchiato. I think you got me and Mireille all wrong. Don't let her hear that. It's not like we're, you know... I mean, yeah, we're pretty close. We enlisted in the CGF around the same time, and she's always looked out for me, even after the former commander had me discharged. Whether it was after I joined the SSS, after the Cole incident, the last independence bid, or even when I left to work in Erebonia. She's never changed. Mireille supported me no matter what, and she counted on me like no one else ever had.
Mireille, stay with us.
Randy, look after everyone for me. I know they're in good hands if they're with you.
I don't know why she put so much faith in someone who was kicked out of the CGF. Never got it. But the last thing I want to do is let her down. I'll do whatever I have to make good on it. Because someone has to make the EDF answer for what they did. Oh, Randy. I just did her already! I once lost someone dear to me and found myself lost for a long time as a result. So I can't say I don't empathize with how you must be feeling, but allow me to offer a word of advice. Just as you care for others, others care about you the same way. Don't forget it. This is going to be a dangerous operation. We're going to be going to need to be very careful to come out of it on the other side. Value your life and take care of yourself. Also, don't forget you have allies, me included. I've got your back like I would any of my classmates. And I intend to do everything I can to support you as well. Me too. I want to help the same way that nice lady helped us. Thank you, Mr. Hayworth. You too, Colin. You guys, you're gonna make me red as my hair. But yeah, I'm counting on you. Date? How does one date in Trails? Is that the thingy that Estelle and Joshua do whenever they get embarrassed with each other? I think that's what they do. Who knows? Good. Something to think about, actually. Aside from Joshua and Estelle, are there any couples who is just dating? Not married, just dating. Not amongst the main cast, yeah. That's true. No one in the crossbell side. No one on the cold steel side. Bridget and Alan, who was what I was gonna bring up, yeah. Technically, Reen dates for like a week, depending on who you choose in Cold Steel 2. Ish, kind of. Would Etten and Sharon count? No. Even Olivier and Cheryl went straight to marriage. Yeah. You guys busy going over the details of the mission? Yep. I figure I'll cram right up until it's go time. Not to mention the cooperation of the Guardian Force and Town Guard will be key factors in the success of this mission. Right, the more we go over the details, the better. Considering we'll be collaborating with others and commanding our own forces, this plan is seriously looking airtight. Ha, we could thank Toa for that. Seriously, we owe ya. We're the ones who dragged you into this mess, and you've been a tremendous help every step of the way. Oh, come on, Randy. Feels like just yesterday when we were still co-workers. I'm sure Reen and Yuna are working to make things right in the Empire as we speak. Now that I know Elisa and Tita are safe, I want to do everything in my power to tie up loose ends. I gotcha. Thanks for real. Laura's branch campus, right? I never did end up getting to go. You were in charge of the combat's tactics class, right? Yeah, well, the classes were mixed, so it's not like there was a huge distinction between students. For as much as Class 7 hogged the limelight, there was no shortage of other unique kids at Thor's. I think that was one of the cool things that CS3 and CS4 did, was, or at least CS3, was like the new branch campus. Like, yeah, Class 7 was still the limelight because they're the main characters, but like, they kind of showed everyone else blowing their way too. Also, I'm gonna start eating again, so I apologize for any chewing noises that I make. Those two in the Crossbow department store that I forget the names of. Oh, do you mean Oscar? In the bread store? Department store. Department store. I'm trying to think who you're thinking of. Let me put it this way, whether in the class or in the field, I was never bored. You were an awesome instructor, Randy. You looked out not only for the students, but Reen and I too. I knew you were supporting everyone at the branch campus from behind the curtains. Come on, Toa, you're making me blush here. That definitely checks out. I heard he was much the same in the Guardian Force. You know, the old brother type you could always depend on? Oh yeah, that's Randy to the letter in the SSS too. Once a Randy, always a Randy, I guess. Yeah, you do realize I'm standing right here, don't you? You're embarrassing me here. Man, this brings back some warm, fuzzy memories. Not that it's even been so long. I know it's a little late to be saying this, but I really do wish I could have seen the kids graduate. Randy. Southwark is the name of the guy. Oh, that does sound familiar. Not too late. So long as we put an end to all this, I'll be sure to invite you to the graduation so long as you keep being the Randy we all know and love. Promise? Yeah, it's a promise. Southwark, huh? That should wrap up our patrols. Yeah, it's just about time for us to begin the operation. We gotta pull this one off. Hey, Randy. Are you up for taking a small break before we begin the mission? Sure. I don't mind. Does the lookout platform in the back of the town work for you? The view is pretty killer from that spot. Sounds good. Let's finish what we were doing and head over there. Okay, so I guess up next is combat, so I need to do some equippy-quippies. Talk amongst yourselves and enjoy the ride. Granted, the point still stands between all four of us. We thought of maybe 4 couples dating at Olive Trails. Yep, pretty much. Scott the Bracer. Oh yeah, he had a lady friend too. Oh yeah, but they got married, didn't they? Okay. Okay. I'm not really gonna use you too much, Machias, honestly. Mamoja. I want to get you more ATS. $30, $80. Good enough. Oh, 40 hours into the game? That's crazy. And he had a kid. Damn. But I know it wasn't them I was thinking of. It's South or one of the ladies who work at the store. It's not Pattery, is it? No, because that was the Cold Steel girl, right? Who came from Heimdall. Choosing to commence the operation will cause the main story to advance. This will also be your last chance to repair before it begins. We'll be fine. That Lloyd and Randy met at the lookout point and spent some time together before the operation was set to begin.
It's almost time.
Look how cool you look, Lloyd. Look how cool you look.
Sure is. If we can pull this off, we'll have the main body of the CGF back with us. We'll have a much better chance of liberating the city if we got them and the police at full power.
Yeah. That's exactly why the EDF is going to go all out in stopping us.
And the two started dating during the crossbow duo. This is the biggest mystery. Who is this?
This operation isn't going to be an easy one.
We'll pull it off. Whatever it takes.
Let's take your life on it. We're partners, Randy. I know how you think. Pretty sure anyone could if they saw the way you were fighting against the EDF.
If only you'd paid that much attention to the girls. Yeah, probably right, though. I'm sure Noelle, Toei, and Macchiato have noticed.
Toei!
The Supreme Leader and his goons have gone so far over the line, I can't even tell where it was anymore. We've watched them take our home, dominate the people we care about, treat everything we know like dirt. And I ain't an easy enough guy to shrug that off. I can't move on until I've taken this anger building up in me out on them. They're gonna live to regret what they've done to us.
I want you to tell me something. Is it really them? Are they why you're so angry? I've seen that look on you before. It was when you went after the Red Constellation alone for attacking mines 2 years ago. Your anger was like a quiet flame, blistering slowly till it sparked white hot to burn down everything in its path, even if it took you down with it.
Oh my, Lloyd. Let's go visit Crossbow City and Reverie Gold. I'm sure we can find them. You know, honestly, if we go back, I'll hunt for them.
You were angry at yourself then, and I think you're angry at yourself now. Am I wrong?
Got me again, huh? I've had to watch people I care about be hurt right before my eyes. Too many damn times to count. When my friend died because I was an idiot. When the Red Constellation ran rampant right here, where we stand. When that cult made Murray their puppet. When she got shot. Even when those assholes crushed our hope for independence through hurting you. Every time I've been in a position to make a difference, and every time I've screwed it up. I thought I'd changed after meeting you guys and finding a new home with the SSS, but nah, I'm still the same useless piece of shit I've always been. I can't stand it.
Randy.
It doesn't have to be that way this time. If we can rescue the commander and break through the enemy's perimeter, we can still save Murray's life. And if we can get the CGF up and running full force, then we can still take our home back. So yeah, Lloyd, whatever it takes. If all we need's my life or getting my hands dirty, well, I can work with that.
Like hell you can. I know how you feel, and I know me getting hurt shook you. But think back to all the times we've pulled through when the odds were stacked against us. Did we have to dirty our hands to survive the Great Twilight, or save Crossbell from the cult? Did we rise high enough to topple Dieter Croy's ambitions by disregarding our own well-being or the feelings of our loved ones? Did we?
No, but...
But nothing. Trust me. I'm as angry as you are. I hate those who've taken so much from us. I'm furious at myself for not stopping them soon enough. But this isn't it. What you're thinking now isn't how we solve this. Nor will it ever be. We'll figure out a solution as a team. And then we'll make it happen the right way.
Lloyd's right. Everyone in Crossbell adores and sees you for who you are. You're a big part of why they were able to smile and come together for the signing ceremony. I'm no exception to that. You've instilled me with so much courage over the years. Not just the past couple either. From way before that, too.
The example you've set is what inspires me to pour my heart into my work as an inspector. It's not just because I want to repay you. It's also because I sincerely respect your sense of justice. I'll bet anything Reen would echo my sentiments.
He absolutely would. Randy, you showed the branch campus what it means to be a part of the SSS. And I promise you, not one person there was unmoved by the virtues you shared. Reen and Yuna aren't here to agree with us. But if I have to say it 3 times to get that through to you, then that's what I'll do. I'm here for you, whatever you need me for. I can only hope it's worth half of what you've already given me.
Damn, guys. I don't know what to say.
We love you, Randy. So you need to be with us to show the Supreme Leader the SSS way. We'll make him see that the people of Crossbell have never been ones to give up without a fight. The gloves are coming off for this operation. By the end of it, we will have liberated our home.
Going balls to the wall, huh? I like the sound of that. Sorry for getting down on myself there. Guess I lost sight of the big picture again. Get it together, Randy. How are you supposed to be the cool big brother of the gang if they're the ones doing all the pep talks?
No one who's actually cool calls themselves that.
Don't sweat it, Randy. I mean, what else are partners for? If not for dragging each other back on the right path when they get lost.
Well, thanks for letting me lean on you, partner. And the same goes for you guys. We'll kick this off by rescuing our friends at the Moon Temple, and we'll do it without betraying what we stand for. Wouldn't want to get an earful from Marae as soon as she wakes up.
Yeah, she would too.
I'm so glad he's back in high spirits.
Same here. Now we're really ready to get started.
You know it. Let's make this operation a roaring success.
Yeah.
Hey! You okay there?
All right, we'll take a quick pause there for a second to talk about that scene. I may be cutting onions right now, but that's not the only reason for watering eyes, dude. Why that scene hit really good, didn't it? That scene was just so good. I love when characters really just like hammer themselves home, like Ray did just there, and it really just kind of encapsulates everything that this man has been through over the past 4 games that he's been in. 0, Azure, Cold Steel 3-4, and now here in Reverie. And Lloyd's dialogue just, he's a poetic, isn't he? I just like the way he does, the way he just does certain lines where he's like, "The hell you will!" Like, dude, I get it, I know, but we're better than that and everything. Oh, that was just so good. Randy and Lloyd have had just such a great bromance from the beginning. Ever since their intense chase scene back in 0. That was very good. I'm not gonna lie, yeah, that one emotionally got me a bit. about as much, but about almost as much, but a little less than Lapis's scene from their Act 3, but because that one really just that one really hits the gut with Lapis Awakens like that. Plus Lapis is, you know, cute little babu. But yeah, one of the peakest scenes. This game is just peak scene after peak scene, isn't it? I'm glad Reverie is excellent. Lloyd and Randy are sick, and I'm sad we don't get to see any more of them. Randy, especially after Reverie. You think Lloyd will come back?
Is he alright?
Once again, I will fight those who call Lloyd's route mid in Reverie. It is not mid. It is for sure not mid. I don't know where I would stand on the idea of like who has the strongest, you know, like if I was to rank them. I think C probably is definitely at the highest for being new and having just peak scene after peak scene. But when it's comparing Reen and Lloyd's route, honestly, they're neck and neck for me right now. They're both doing such great things that are respective to their characters and respectful to their protagonists. It's like, holy crap. And it encapsulates so well their individual duologies. And yes, I'm saying duology for Reen because let's be real, Cold Steel 3 and 4 was more than just Reen Boy. I'm sure they will. They all will eventually. Falcom riders when the leashes are removed from them or something else. Honestly.
Oh no. No, he's...
Yeah. He's from the CGF forces stuck in the Moon Temple.
He walked all the way here?
What happened?
EDF mounted a full-blown assault on us.
Whoa.
They were led by a woman in this mask. She kept summoning monsters.
Is that Bryce Pappenbrook? At all, no!
That's gotta be her.
Where did those things come from?
Commander, we can't hold out much longer. Retreat inside the temple. Don't stop firing.
Naughty, naughty. It's far too early from the curtain call for you to give up now. Why, we still haven't even reached the final act. This is going to be a performance for the ages. One of smoke, blood, and steel.
Green Cold Steel?
Please, you've got to help them. Stay with us.
He's unconscious. We need to get him to Dr. Salen.
We can handle that. You don't have a moment to waste. Hurry to the temple. Go. We'll take good care of the First Lieutenant, too.
Don't even stress about the town. If they come here, they're gonna feel the venom of a viper.
Thanks. We'll leave this to you then.
Counting on you. Wasn't exactly in the plans to start this soon, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Hope the rest of you are ready.
We'll need to coordinate getting through the tunnel as fast as possible. Remember, the fate of Crossbell hinges on this. So let's show them what we can do. Right.
Over there!
I had a feeling they would come.
Why am I on the front lines?
I need support, Vice Commissioner. Now let's handle the logistics.
You ready for a fight, Raymond?
Yes, Chief.
Did you think you'd sail past us just because you brought some cops to back you up?
Hold on. Where's Bannings? No visual on the Red Reaper either.
Try looking up here, pal.
We're going on ahead.
Take care of yourself, Bran.
You too, Noe.
Good luck, Lloyd. We're counting on you.
Hurry! We'll hold the line here.
You're not going any... Try to attract their attention and pick them off one at a time. Let's show them what the Guardian Force can do. Insolent scum.
Allow us to put you in your place.
This is where the hard part begins. Right, let's break our way to the Moon Temple. Keep your eyes peeled. You can hear patrol archaisms further inside. Understood. Boop. Boop. Let's do it. Oh, this infiltration song is so good. It's so much fun to just have these moments like this. God damn it.
Thanks. Yeah. Try this on Crimson. Got him.
Now! Not happening. Engaged.
Tell I need you to get up.
No problem. You won't let
Right. Let's go.
Zero breaker!
I'll take care of it.
Not happening.
Good luck!
Thanks.
No way.
Going for it. You're dumb. Eat this.
No problem. Next set and launch. An opening.
Gotcha.
This is it.
Let's go.
Ready or not?
No problem.
Going for it. Battle's wrapped up.
Well, that happened.
We've got a chance.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'm going in. Assault Guardian. You won't let
Right.
Cheer up, guys. Cherubic smile.
It's my turn. Let's go.
Zero breaker!
Here I go. Try this on Crimson. Got him.
Again! My turn. Arcus activate. Ready or not?
Payback hell.
Let's go.
No problem. Fire.
What am I doing?
Oh, sorry, Randy. I gotta heal you, don't I?
More enemies spotted.
It's my turn.
I'm going in.
Whoopsie doozy.
Right.
You're open!
Now. Engaged. You won't let an opening.
There.
I'm not done yet. Try this on Crimson. Yeah.
Well, that will pretty much kill them all, so...
Gotta be kidding me.
Oh, Randy!
Hell. Thanks. Hang in there.
Thanks. Right.
Ready or not? Go!
Thanks.
Whoopsie doozy.
It's my turn.
Zero breaker!
Take care of it. All 7 elements. Set. Orbital driver. Ready. Rainbow stop!
Good job, Toa. You tried. You did your best.
Good job, team. Let's keep.
Nice.
Nice. Double level up. Is anyone low?
I'm up.
Not close enough. Every time I see her, I remember her broken alt I have on Akatsuki. Toa JS is truly peak. JS, oh boy. Oh, is. That sounds like soul dots. They're coming from straight ahead. It's more than that new model. They must have called in reinforcements from the city. Surrender! You have no way of making it to the temple. More reinforcements are on the way. Resistance is futile. We'll see about that. It's gonna take more than a couple of soul dots to stop us. We're in close quarters, but that won't be an issue.
They're not even phased. There's only 5 of them. Don't be intimidated.
You might want to do a recount, buddy.
Oh man! Get him, Estelle. Get him, Joshua.
What are bracers doing here? Estelle, Joshua, how did you know we were here?
Sorry we're late.
There were a few things we had to take care of first, and we didn't come alone.
Oh, look, it's Sergey and Dudley.
Chief, Dudley.
Just how many reinforcements did you bring?
Yo, hope we didn't keep you waiting. Commence the assault. Open a path for our allies.
Yes, sir.
Don't sweat running out of bullets. Plenty more where that came from.
Dudley really has friends in high places.
Ashley's practically a one-woman army. She's all the backup he needed to bring.
Now's our chance, Lloyd.
Aim for the joints and it'll be down in no time.
Understood. Let's do this.
That is one tough cookie.
Woohoo! Here we go.
Initiate Omega Operation.
What do we got here? What do we got here? Weak to time? Oh ho ho.
Here I go. You're done. Eat this. Got him.
It's my turn. It's my
Fortunately,
turn.
Lloyd, oh, he does have an impeder.
Let's do this.
Got him.
Now! I'm going in.
Seal, mute, freeze.
I'll take care of it. Arcus, activate.
Eye for an eye.
Thanks.
Yeah. Try this on Crimson.
Smack away, y'all. Smack away. Ugh.
Right.
Maybe there's benefit to having,
They're open.
Now! I'm going in.
to having whatchamacallums,
Swiftly! Shadow!
Machias be the mage here, but I think it'll work out just okay.
You won't let my turn.
It's my turn. Let's do this.
This is it! Tiger, they're open!
Now!
Here I go.
Got him!
Again! Go!
Engage.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Not what I wanted to do this turn for Lloyd, but we'll do it. That's fine.
Here I go.
4058. 1900.
I'm going in. Assault Guardian. No problem. Next set and launch.
My turn.
Oh no.
Yeah. Try this on Crimson. Got him.
Thanks.
That did not do that much damage, actually. Thankfully for damage reduction.
Right. It's my turn.
Break them! Raging hammer!
Need to do break it. Break. Break, 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 break.
This is it! Tiger, they're open!
Now. I'm going in. You won't let
Got him. No, what was the point?
Try this on Crimson.
Oh, fine, I'll just wail on you.
Thanks. Eye for an eye.
I love when freaking I get one delay. It's so good.
I'm going in.
Here I go.
Lloyd!
Try this on Crimson.
Lloyd!
No problem.
To get better, Arcus activate.
I did not do a lot.
I won't let you!
No problem.
Swiftly! Shadow!
No problem.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's do this.
This is it! Tiger, now!
Now.
Going for it. Try this on Crimson. Got him.
Oh, they have so much health, these boys.
My turn.
Oh, you had weakener. Well, that works too, I guess.
Got you on my radar. Okay, got it.
I'm going in. Arcus
I'll
activate.
take care of it.
Right. Right.
Bring it on. Out of that fight.
Right.
They're open!
Now.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that we've sealed him, so he can really only do those types of things.
Try this on Crimson. Got him.
So he has to use whatever arts that he actually has, which are pretty bad, but it works, I think.
I'm going in. You won't let Now's our chance.
I'll take care of it.
All right, Toa, finish it up.
All 7 elements. Set. Orbital driver. Ready. Rainbow stop.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yay!
You ain't seen.
There's more where.
There we go.
Yeah, maybe Machias, Estelle, and Joshua could have helped during that fight too if I had switched out for someone, but I think that worked out pretty well regardless. Sergey, you idiot, you have to let someone know that you're firing a bazooka over someone's head before you do that. You literally didn't even give them a warning. They're just standing there and a bazooka flies over their head. Bro, like, do you even know protocol?
This isn't over yet.
More reinforcements.
We'll hold the line so you can...
No, let us worry about that. You need to get your asses over to the temple.
He has a bazooka. That's all the more reason to care about protocol. He just shot that thing in the air.
I'm leaving Sonya in your hands.
Chief.
Listen to you try to be the hero.
Understood. Stay safe, Chief.
Good luck, Dudley.
Go save my ex-wife.
Same to you, Regnitz.
Joshua and I will go with them.
And the rest of you provide support at the north exit?
No problem. We're on it.
You'll go all out. I'll use the medical supplies I brought to tend to the injured.
I think you could head to mines then? The people there could use your help.
Then I'll gladly go.
Let's go, everyone.
Aha, thank you for posture and hydration. I will take care of that. Phew, took long enough for us to get to the tunnel. I sometimes forget that Sergey and Sonya proved that divorce is possible in Siberia. Well, wait, question. Are Ellie's parents officially divorced or are they just separated? Because they're not together. Well, they're not like officially, I don't think they ever said the word divorce with them, are they? Imagine how long it would have taken if we had to do it without help. I just hope everyone else stays safe. And that those medical supplies get to First Lieutenant Murray. I get the feeling, but they'll be okay. Let's worry about ourselves. Let's worry about themselves. Our job's to focus. I think we had to say ourselves. Let them worry about themselves. Our job's to focus on saving everyone at the temple. You're doing fine, for the record. We got word through the guild's intel where they're all hiding. Soldat shouldn't be able to use this path to track them down either. Maybe not Soldat, but it won't be a problem for the average soldier. And chances we'll find if you have already gone up ahead. So keep an eye out, guys. Huh? The points alert aren't making sounds. Was that on purpose, along with the panda silence? Yes. I turned that one off too. I think the only thing that will make sound is sound alerts. Complete immunity. Magic absorption for 10. Wow. I need to heal. Oh my god, Machias, look at your sprite, my bro. I don't remember if divorce was the term used by Sergey either. I don't know actually either. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. Let's have some fun.
Just what I needed.
I'll take you on.
Right there! Raging hammer!
Right.
Aw, man.
My turn now.
Ready to go.
Don't give in.
Thanks.
Ah.
I'm going in.
Estelle?
Ready to go. Ready to go.
It's my turn. Zero breaker!
You won't let
Those worms are the worst. They really are.
I've got this. Let's do it. Ready to go.
You lived?
Let's do it.
All right, on to.
I mean, I haven't really equipped you, have I? This fucker lived. Note that she is, of course, wearing her trusty Strigas. Oh, you didn't. Wait, is she?
Let's go.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Ready to go. Right.
Can't ever leave without the Strigas.
There!
got a chance.
Break them! Raging hammer!
A giant organ. Weak to earth and time.
Ready to go. Let's do it.
It's my turn. Right.
Estelle, I kneel.
Zero breaker!
Now.
Payback hell. I'm going in. Net set and launch. An opening.
Oh, the net didn't even go down the whole way. That's funny.
Ready to go.
Let's go.
I'm going in.
Swiftly. Shadow! Let's go. Let's do this. This is it. Tiger now.
Now.
Moving out. Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Battle complete. Remaining on.
I wonder if Falcom will ever get around to porting over Sky to Switch and stuff like that. They probably won't. But not anytime soon, but it'd be nice. If they can't even make East 5 as a remake,
Let's make sure.
Watch out.
I don't know if Sky is exactly going to be the possible option there. But was it in a recent interview with CLE or someone that Kondo said that like people want to do it, but they don't have the time and resources to do it, which I call major BS on. I think if they really wanted to do it, they would recognize the last few times that they've done these sorts of things. It's like they've done East 6, then they remade East of 3 Oath and Felghana. They made that. And then when they got to 7, then they used that engine to make East Memories of Salsetta. So it's like, just do the same thing here. You don't gotta reinvent the wheel or anything. Kondo said he wants to do East 5 before he retires, but that's very unspecific. That basically means whenever Kondo turns like 85 years old and was just forced to retire. So he's still got like 40 years to kick, I think. Didn't some guy at Falcom say they're aiming to finish Trails by 2030? Kondo. Kondo himself says he wants to finish Trails by 2030. That's his goal. And kind of like move on from Trails.
I've got it.
But Kondo's whole thing is like, you can never really trust or tell what that guy means.
Initiate Omega operation.
That man will say things and they'll do something completely different.
Marcus, activate.
Moving out. I will not falter again.
I won't run no more. Yeah, so I don't know. Falcom and East have a weird relationship now, I feel. Because of the way they do their two team thing, but they give more resources to Trails because it makes more money and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a weird relationship, I'll say. I mean, 10 is looking pretty good. I will say that. From the more recent stuff we've seen with footage from the PS5, I think 10 looks pretty good. Minor graphical issues aside. I think it's gonna be really, really good. But it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, you make Kuro 3, you know, you finish off what you want to do with the series. You know, what next?
No problem.
Are you really certain that you're gonna be able to move on from Kiseki by 2030? I don't think so. East 10 is supposed to be 50 to 60 hours to finish according to interviews. Which kind of surprises me, honestly. I always pegged East as one of those shorter games, outside of 8-9.
Sorry, but we got stuff to...
Probably move on to the next Legend of Heroes.
There we go.
Maybe. If they actually can, if they can fully finish Kiseki.
But there's some nice junk in that trunk.
Hey, you're okay. I will be very surprised. But that also kind of feels weird that they want to finish the whole series, the whole rest of the series in 7 years. I mean, if they cut down.
I hope Dudley's side is doing all right.
I'm sure they're swell. They've got Lynn, Scott, like a full-on bracer gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be totally fine. So let's focus on the Moon Temple just ahead.
Given the in-universe timeline, 7 years makes sense. Maybe, but I was more thinking, more thinking outside of that. I don't know. Because Sky was 6, Crossbow was 7, right? Cold Steel 8, 9, Kuro's 10, something like that. I don't know if they really do that whole numbering system anymore. I don't know. It's weird. Because that almost tells me that, like, once you're done with Calvard, what they want to do is, like, smaller areas, like, to the east and north. Maybe a church game in there somewhere. And then after that, like, what? The final hoorah? Because there's no way. If the Grandmaster, let's just say.
Better. Much better.
They do. It's only the final names, though. Oh, interesting. There's no way that you fight, like, the Grandmaster as the final, like, big bad boss, and, like, Lloyd, Reen, Estelle, and someone don't show up again, right? Like, there's no way. Like, who's gonna be that strong to take on the Grandmaster by the end of all of this? Unless in-universe Estelle is, like, pregnant or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just don't know how they're gonna really be able to, like, fully finish it off. Like, if they do it like this game, or, like, the end of Cold Steel 4 to some degrees, I don't know. Church game. I want it to happen. We do need church game. File name for Crossbell is, I think, 87 or 8. So it's interesting that they put Sky as 6 entirely. So, like, FC, SC, and plus the third are just 6. But it's like a trilogy. That's interesting. Eiyun Densetsu. Heck yeah, we're back at the Moon Temple. Moon Temple. It's based on arcs, I'm pretty sure. I think they might have just switched over to that after The Legend of Heroes 5. Because even that, 3, 4, 5 is called the Gahargov, or however it's pronounced, but like the Gargov trilogy, Gahargov or something. We're here. Never stops being creepy as hell. Tell me about it. Of all the ruins built here in the Middle Ages, this one tops the list. Considering there was a battle here just recently. Whoa! More ghosts? They're just like the ones that appear at Stargazer's Tower. Spirit veins must be active. Ready, Estelle? Ready as I'll ever be.
We won't lose!
Swiftly!
I mean, I'm always of the opinion that if you can, it's just better to close your books than to keep them going forever. But by that same token,
Ready to go.
I just hope they don't rush the ever-living hell out of it.
I'm going in.
That's the thing. Oh my god.
Ready to go.
Oh my god.
Not here.
I'm going in.
Thanks.
Engaged. You won't let battle complete. Remaining on high alert.
Oh yeah, it would be awful if they did something akin to Game of Thrones' final few seasons. Yeah. I haven't seen them, but I know people did not like them. Whew, that takes care of them. I remember when ghosts would turn you into a puddle of jelly. They don't really bother you at all anymore, huh? Please. I've been over them for ages. It'll take more than a few ghosts to spook me now. Oh, Mademoiselle Ellie could learn a thing from you. They were rushed to get to the ending, basically. Come on. A lot of people are scared of ghosts, Randy. Especially in places like this. It's even making my skin crawl. There's definitely something abnormal going on. That something has to do with the spirit veins here being stimulated. I'm thinking it's similar to that eerie aura we felt at the signing ceremony. Oh no. That's all the more reason we have to not waste another second. Let's hurry. Yeah, just keep in mind the soldiers crawling the inside. We'll only disable them as we find them. Let's keep the fun going. We still got, what, a half hour? Yeah, let's keep the fun going, shall we? That's the big thing. As long as there's no rush to get to the ending, I'm all for it. Because as of right now, from what I understand of up to Reverie, Grandmaster Big final hoo-ha against Ouroboros, or some dimensional thing that McBurn alluded to in the previous game and stuff like that. Some big bad dimensional battle, right? You're gonna want to do a Reverie style thing or Cold Steel 4 where you try to bring back people from like arcs and stuff like that, and really just kind of
Okay.
You know, finish it. But at the same time, like, whenever they show maps or they talk about Zemuria, they're like, oh, we've only explored like 50% of it. It's just like, huh? And you want to get the series done in 7 years worth of games? That means you'd have to release a Kiseki game like every year almost if you have that much to show. Now, since Calvard is like the biggest place in Nope. There we go. You know, since Calvard over here is like the biggest thing ever, if there's just other places that are like really big, Erebony is larger than Calvard. Wait, really? I thought Calvard was the biggest. Okay, well, besides that, if they do areas like Calvard, right, where they're like not as small as Crossbell or Liberal, then maybe they could do it. And if they really just stick to like arcs that like last 1 or 2 games, then maybe I think they could do it, and then they throw a church game in there. I think it could work. Or there's just not that much to tell after the desertification stuff that's going on and whatever happens in Kurono Kiseki 1 and 2. I feel like if you asked me this to have this conversation again after playing Kuro 2, I could maybe have a better guess as to what's going on or what could go on. Lame-o. Hey Tara, how's it going? Yeah, there may be some answers we aren't as yet aware of due to them being unlocalized. Yeah, I feel like once we have that, it'll be a little bit easier to tell what's going on. Considering Kuro is probably the time Septarian, we only have 2 Septarians left untouched, Water and Wind. Those could easily be one game, like how Earth and Fire were. I think that'd be pretty cool. I also think if they really want to keep the nautical theme, we go as far east as possible. And we do like some nautical trails. Just tossing ideas out there. There's things you can do. There's things you can do. Grail Locket or Grail Locket Loa. Oh my gosh. Doing fine-ish, kind of moody, but it'll pass. Just chilling today. Hey man, sometimes we all need our days to chill, don't we? But then there's a secret Septarian, the one Septarian to rule them all. They would do that. They would so do that.
The inside of the temple lives up to what I've been told about how creepy it is.
Looks like all its contraptions have been reactivated too.
Great.
Could be the EDF's doing. We'll have to watch out
Just
for
a
new
few
taps along with the
souvenirs. For the memories.
Oh, thank you for the Prime
BTW
sub.
have a thing smile.
Thank you so much for the Prime sub, Tara. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Enjoy your turtle shell.
Enemy spotted. Engaging.
Break them! Raging hammer!
Oh, there is a freak ton of enemies here. Holy crap!
Ready to go.
I'm going in.
Oh my gosh.
I've got this. Let's do it. There.
Gotcha. My turn now. Hurricane!
Ready to go.
I'm going in. Assault Guardian.
Get your scanners ready. Yep, I'm gonna have to bring Toa out again.
It's up to you.
No biggie. Shooting star. Fire! No! Gotcha.
No problem. You won't let an opening.
There. Right.
Well, that worked, I guess.
Hero breaker.
Cross Crusade? Oh, this person knows Cross Crusade just randomly.
I'm going in.
Got you on my radar. Okay, got it.
Damn.
My turn now. And go. Here's kicker.
No problem.
Let's go.
Sorry.
Nice. You ain't seen.
Whew. Glad that's behind us.
Way to go, Lloyd! I'm amazed at how in sync the SSS and Bracers are.
Just comes naturally to us after working together so often.
Estelle is here. Oh my god. I am really happy that we get to explore this dungeon again. This is a really cool dungeon. And now in 3D too.
Be careful about this. Cheer up, guys. True, big smile.
Get my scanners ready.
You won't let an opening.
There! Ready! Petrifying You're not going anywhere! We don't have time to wait.
Yay! I did.
Thank you, Machias.
Now, brace yourself.
I'm going in.
I gotta freaking fight even faster.
You won't.
I'll take care of it.
Oh.
It's my turn.
Breaker!
Payback hell.
Ready! There! This'll help!
I'm still fully convinced that Noelle's not supposed to have the shotgun that she has, but hey, you know what? Hey, really? You're my only time mage? Ah, la, 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 la. Hush you, Durante could be listening. Hey, Durante, can we give Noelle more guns, please? She's amazing. And like, I kind of want to be having her as my best girl, so could you like patch in more stuff for her? Thank you.
Ready to go.
I'll take care of you on my radar. Okay, got it.
Moving out.
Weak to space, huh? D? Yeah.
Moving out.
All right. I see a chest over there.
Domination. First attack craft uses Hawk. Yep. Where's Laura?
Bring it.
I'm going in. Assault Guardian.
Who even would benefit from domination, honestly, on this team right here? Oh, Lloyd, please. Baby boy, please. Do it. Do it. Dang it! None of them got death blown!
Now.
It's over. Moving out.
Aw, unfortunate.
No problem.
Ready or not?
I would jump with joy if Durante was listening, though.
Arcus activate.
Yes. Ready to go. Let's do it.
Engage.
I would feel honored.
I've got this. Arcus activate.
Ready or not?
Right.
I'm going in. Assault Guardian.
It's my turn.
You know, before I start next session, if I'm still in this dungeon, I might have to like spend some time to properly make Toa Machias and maybe Noelle and Joshua mages.
No problem. Fire.
I've got this.
Oh, good. Hatsu commented on one of my videos and I'll be writing that high for the rest of my life. Let's go.
No problem. Fire.
Ready or not?
It's my turn. Sorry, but we got stuck.
There we go.
That's such a cool feeling and such an amazing feeling.
We won't lose.
I'm going in. Assault Guardian.
Let's do it.
Hiya!
Take that. Payback hell.
Ready or not? Shooting star.
Ready to go. Let's do it. An opening.
Let's go.
Right. They're open.
Goodbye, doggo.
I'm going in. An opening.
There. Why, you... I've got... Hey, there!
Engaged.
Ready to go. There!
We were really in sync there.
Glad we turned the tables on them.
Every dog in this entire series is so tanky. They are always so tanky. It's crazy. Hey, did I get everything down here? No, I did not.
Who knew we'd get so lucky?
Yeah, Lloyd. They certainly also increased the scope of this dungeon too. My, they made it big. But yeah, essentially the way this dungeon works is we need to basically create a platform that goes into that door there. And then it involves going back and forth between a handful of places as well. So like there's a switch there. So we get to go back and forth.
Had a load of that pool. Wasn't expecting anything half as spiffy up here.
My guess is it used to be one of those extravagant outdoor corridors. Sure is nice to see a little sun again.
That door on the other end must be where we need to go. Just be on the lookout for monsters.
Oh, they made this room even prettier. It's like big old water area.
This is our chance!
I'm going in! Assault Guardian!
This dungeon was from Zero no Kiseki and Azure. It's the moon temple that you go to. So last time we saw it was in that like 2.5 sprite-based format. And we're now exploring it in 3D, which is pretty darn cool.
My turn! Got you on my radar! Now this is complete!
So it's like, that's why it's like I generally know the layout and stuff like that of this area, but at the same time it's like, oh yeah, like there's still some thingies here. Still gotta take a look at the map every now and then and see what's going on.
I'll take care of it.
Does no one have ATS on their thing? Oh my god, of all the things.
Swiftly! Shadow!
I'll take care of it. Arcus active.
Have you played the, there's none of you went through East, Tara, but have you played some of the Trails games?
Arcus activate! Right.
Ivy Nail too good.
Too slow! We were...
You ain't seen...
I'm planning on doing the Trails in the Sky trilogy based.
We won't lose!
I'm going in!
That's such a good trilogy.
You won't let
Oh wow! Why you do this?
Initiate Omega Operation! Moving out!
You had the first game for a while and you played to near the end, but ended up phasing out of it. That's, yeah, Trails is really tricky in that way sometimes.
Let's do it! Payback hell! Moving out! It's up to you.
I got this. Try this on Crimson. They're off guard.
It takes a second to click, but once it clicks and you get kind of past like the text reading and everything, you're in. You're in for sure.
Try this on Crimson.
I'll take care of it.
I'm going in.
But I can't deny that
Battle complete. Remaining on.
Nice!
it does take a little bit of getting used to initially.
I've got energy in spades now.
Oh, I'm looking at the map this way. Oh, that'll do it. I do enjoy me some good JRPG action. You know how streaming pushes you, yeah, right? It pushes you to finish the stuff that you want to play. I know exactly what you mean.
Careful, that one looks tough.
Lunar Guy, attacks are outside 40% chance. Oh, that's a good one. And so SR as well. It's a pretty good one. I like that part. I do like that part about streaming, where it's like it kind of forces you to finish stuff that you might not have originally, or kind of forces you to play the game in an actual schedule. And actually get through things.
Going for it. You're done. Eat this. Got him.
But I think it's like I told you one time too. The thing with streaming is you got to make sure that you have games that you want to stream and you have games that you kind of want to keep to yourself. Because you kind of sometimes will fall into the habit of like, oh my god, this is a really cool RPG. I can't wait to stream it. And then you never really get around to it. And it's like, oh, well, there goes a game I could have probably really enjoyed. Got to keep the distinction between stream games and non-stream games. And that can be tricky. That can be tricky. It's not an easy distinction to make sometimes. I still struggle with it. Like with Sea of Stars, this is a perfect example. I was like, I really want to play this game, but should it be a stream game or should it be a non-stream game? I don't really know.
It's all you.
Leave it to me.
Engaged.
Trails ended up becoming that kind of way, which is really interesting because, funny enough, I had already played through the original trilogy, and this was like during the pandemic and stuff like that. And my plan was I wanted to get back into streaming. I had this, that was probably my longest hiatus from streaming, was at that time. And it actually was Esto, if he is still in chat, can show himself. But you've definitely, seen Esto around a couple of times. Esto was like, oh, you want to get back into streaming? You should totally stream Cold Steel. And I was like, you know what? That's a really good idea. And I had so much fun streaming Cold Steel 1 2 that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do Zero Azure as well. And it just kind of became the thing of Goldie streaming Trails. And I'm really glad I did. Because streaming these games is such a joy and such a kooky mess. Some games I only played because of streaming were such a surprise in how good they were, right?
I'll take care of it.
Strategy stuff because it's kind of a hit and miss for streaming. Yeah, I get what you mean. East is always a great stream option. What was crosscode for you, Golden? Like whether or not I was gonna stream that or play on my own, or like how I felt about streaming crosscode.
There we go.
The decision around it being a stream game. All of that. What was my decision on that one? Manly Munchie's vegetarian. I am missing 2 recipes. Trying to think. When did I actually stream crosscode again? That was after Cold Steel 4, right? Yeah. You have to read the books again to... Oh my god. Vegetarian solitary moon. Resurrection jelly. Heals 10,000% HP? What do you mean by percentage? I'm trying to think of what it was actually. But I remember, I do remember that, I remember not having to think too much on that one though. That one I felt, well, I definitely did want to stream crosscode.
Strong one over here. Keep sharp.
And that's another one where I'm really glad that I did stream.
There! Watch out! This one's tough!
I'm going in! Assault Guardian!
I think what I did for that one was look up gameplay and the time to beat and was like, yeah, this would be a good one to stream. Because I'm fairly certain it was right after Cold Steel 4 that I did it.
It's my turn.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters in this game.
Now! I'm going in. You won't let
My only thing with Crossbell is that the base game finale I should not have done at that moment. I was way too tired for that mentally. So that was still just very rough, and I was not in the right headspace for that. That's my only big regret with Crosscode, is I felt so bad about that base game finale stream.
I'll help you. Ready or not?
Well, that's kind of the nature of streaming, is you never really know how to time those things sometimes. Which is annoying.
No problem. I'm going in. Assault Guardian! Engaged. Next set and launch! An opening.
There! I'll take care of it. I'll help you. Let's go. And go! Here's the kicker.
Let's go.
Sure. I'll do a zero craft in that.
No problem. Fire!
Ah.
Thanks.
Engaged.
Not a chance.
Payback hell.
Let's go.
Swiftly. Shadow!
Let's go. We're good, right? Yay!
You ain't seen.
Strangers of Paradise was another random one where I was just like, I need something else to play. And I saw Strangers of Paradise, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's play Strangers of Paradise.
I'm going in.
That was also a really good time.
You won't let
I'll take care of it. Arcus activate.
It's my turn. Breaker!
Payback hell.
Well,
Good job.
that one was definitely probably the most random decision out of all of them, which was Strangers of Paradise.
Joshua, I think something's over there.
That's just a stain on the wall, Estelle. What happened to being over them for ages, huh?
This place would give me the jitters if we didn't have them around to lighten the mood.
Estelle and Joshua sitting in a tree. K.I.
C-K-I-N-G. Your ass if you keep that up, Randy.
Estelle is Bestel for a reason. Estelle is Bestel for a reason. Where the heck? Am I reading this map wrong? That was such a great out of combat line. I miss Big Stick Estelle though. She doesn't call it that anymore. Aw. I see an optional boss over there, which I will fight.
That monster's a major threat. Careful.
Ugh. Let's fight this optional boss and then I'll end the stream here. Baleful Rider!
That one looks tough.
Right there! Raging hammer! Let's go! Let's do this! This is it! Tiger now!
Now!
How much health do you come with? Oh, 337,000. No biggie, bro.
I'll take care of it. Got you on my radar. Okay, got it.
Okay, you are weak to space and time. Cool.
I'm going in! Assault Guardian! Not happening!
My.
My turn. There.
I'm going in! Target going down! Triple shot!
Right!
Yes, I just wasted a zero art, but I'm trying to get them like away from each other.
Let's go! Let's do this! This is it! Tiger, they're open!
Now!
Gotta use our positioning.
Engaged! Next set and... launch! An opening!
Let's go.
Ay, ay, ay.
I'm going in! Assault Guardian!
Right. Arcus
I
activate.
won't let you!
Payback hell!
Ready or not?
Did Toa already go down and use her thing? Probably.
It's my turn! Right! Let's do this! This is it! Tiger, they're open!
Now!
I'll help you. There.
No problem! Next set and... launch!
Go. I'll take care of it. Arcus activate. See what I got? Eyes on me.
Oh my god. That's some good damage.
Let's go!
No.
I'm going in! Assault Guardian!
It's my turn! Sit up!
Engaged! Take it away!
I got this. Try this on Crimson Gale!
Oh no.
Arcus activate.
Let's go! Let's do this! This is it! Tiger now! Gotcha!
I'll take care of it.
Can you not, bro? Can you not? I have places to be, bitch.
Here I go!
Oh god.
You're done. Eat this! You're off guard!
There!
My turn now. There. Sorry. Good luck.
Need to go mage heavy here, honestly.
Hang in there. High heaven.
Right!
Ready or not? Let's go. Arcus activate. Back off.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, and this is why we're on Reverie, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Flame Bro, what's up? How you been?
I won't let you.
My turn. My turn now.
Let's do this.
Lloyd takes 0 damage from Randy. That's just amazing to me.
About time I got this started. Eat steel. Berserker!
Just fudge it. You know what? S-Craft spam. We take this win. I don't care anymore. You stupid. You keep regenerating. It don't matter to me no more. There you go.
We're good, right? Then let's go.
Nice.
There's more.
There we go.
Woo!
Treasure. I call
True Gladiator headband. Always love more of those. And EP charge 4. And that is where we're going to end it today. Okay, so tomorrow, I'll be finishing up this little dungeon. And then we'll probably start C's route, Act 4. Probably. And then, yeah, we'll just go from there. Not that. Freaking hell. If you want to follow some socials, there they go. I will send us over to Joe Chira, who is playing some Genshin Impact. So go be kind to them. Thank you all so much for watching today's session of Trails in Reverie. I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope to see us back here tomorrow, same time, same place, to finish off Lloyd's Act 4, or the Moon Temple at least. And then we'll start up C's Act 4 as well, and we'll keep the ball going. So catch you guys then. Bye-bye.